Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. Thank you for joining us today for Her Version. The Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from learning from other people's stories. Today, I am speaking with an amazing woman named Brittney King. Brittney is the owner and creator of Pain Painter Poetry and is here today to share a story of breaking cycles from generational dysfunction. She is the first generation to graduate high school and go off to college. She has learned to overcome setbacks, explore her pain, and find her own revelations. We are excited to hear what she has to say. Welcome, Brittney.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much, girl. I appreciate you being here and hanging out with me for a little bit to share a little bit about your journey and a little bit of your story from your past experiences. You know, like I said, we learn from other people. I think the best way of learning is to hear what other people have gone through, hear how they were able to overcome it, and get inspired. So how are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you. So
Good to be.
are you from DC, Washington, DC?
So I live in Washington, D.C., but I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Nice. How long have you been in Washington?
Like about 6 years now, approaching. So a minute.
You're committed now.
I know, right? Well, my baby was born here, so she's first generation Washingtonian.
I love it. I love it. How old is she now?
She's 21 months, so she'll be 2 in July.
That's a baby.
Yes, a big baby.
Yeah. I love it. My little baby is now 18. It happens fast. My fiance and I just went prom shopping with him. He went out and bought a handsome little suit. He's looking all dapper.
That's exciting. My youngest sibling goes to prom this year, so
nice.
It's very exciting.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, listen, I would love to kind of just hand the floor off to you for, a couple minutes and let you kind of give us an overview of, who you are, your upbringing, some of the stuff that you've gone through. And then we can kind of, flow into some more questions. Is that cool?
Yep, that's fine.
Awesome.
So again, hello everyone. I'm Brittney King, born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I was pretty much brought up with a big family. My aunt raised a lot of my siblings and a lot of my cousins in the heart of Detroit, Michigan. The thing about me growing up, we grew up kind of poor, but we didn't realize it until we were older. That's when I discovered, hey, this is probably why kids were picking on us, because once I became an educator, I realized that the poor kids, quote unquote, are the ones that get bullied. So, but we always had each other. We made it through a lot of tough times. And I do believe wholeheartedly that my past shaped me to become the woman that I am. So if I say anything that is probably sad or emotional, it's not because I'm emotional, but I do realize the role it plays in my life. My mom has 9 kids, but at one point we lived in a house with 13 people, 1 bathroom. So we just knew that we had to have each other to survive. School was kind of my safe space. I don't know why, but I just always managed to go to school regardless of anything. That there were a lot of teachers who believed in me, and that's probably why. I can't say probably. That's why I became an educator, because the people who believed in me were educators, and the impact that it had on me made me want to pay back those who paid it forward to me.
Yeah, 100%. What else?
So currently, I am still teaching, but I'm trying to branch off to entrepreneurship. I'm starting actually a swimwear line for with waist shapers. So for women, well, I was just discussing with Sabrina that I had a hernia, and I didn't know that I had a hernia for a full year. I was just distraught though because my shape didn't come back after the baby. So one day I got an idea like, hey, I should do this for women. But other than that, back to like my life, I ended up graduating from high school and going to Michigan State University where I received a degree in human development and family studies. And part of the programs at Michigan State, you could do a study away instead of a study abroad. That's how I ended up in Washington, D.C. Half a semester, well, a semester I completed in D.C. on the internship, and I ended up moving back down here. But yeah, so my life in a nutshell. I'm ready for the questions.
So I have a question regarding your schooling. When you got accepted to Michigan, was that a big deal in your family? Like, did you get a couple high fives, or what was the?
Well, I was always known as like the smart girl. So for most people, it was just like, oh, we knew she was going to do something great.
Okay.
For me, I didn't consider college until the 12th grade. Like I said, I'm first generation high school. And for me, college, I went to college. I don't know if it's good or bad because all my friends were going. So the school I chose is because that's where my friends were going. Going is because my friends were going, and counselors at the school, they made sure they laid it out for us. Like, hey, these promoters are coming, fill out these applications. And ultimately, that was the decision that I made based off
Wow.
of my surroundings. My friends, all of us went to Michigan State. That's
Yes.
the truth
That's
behind it.
that's awesome. So as far as being an educator, what's your genre? Where are you? Who do you?
So starting off, I work with all K through 12 age groups, but now I work with adult education. So I help students get their GED. But the school that I worked for, I've worked with it's an adult training program. So I've worked with HVAC, IT, MOS, whatever program we've offered, I pretty much work for. But my foundation there is in math. Math has always been my strong point, and I coach students on getting their GED now.
No kidding. You like
Yeah.
math.
Yeah, math just likes me, obviously.
That's so cool. I always say I like math because it has to do with money.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
best reason to like it, right?
Yeah, you have to know your math, girl. If you want to freaking make money, you got to know how to add and you got to know
Yes.
how to multiply.
Yes, and honestly, it's important for people in my community to know how to add because there are a lot of stores here that don't have prices listed and they'll just bring up whatever. And if you don't know what you're doing, you could be overcharged tremendously because a lot of people in the Black community that set up shops here, they take advantage of people who are not able to function executively.
Wow, that's a little trick they
Yeah,
use.
yeah, exactly.
No kidding. Well, smart on their end, I guess. You got to stay educated.
Exactly. Don't ask, don't tell type of thing.
I hear you, definitely.